Well, welcome back to another episode of In Good Company, where we believe that the best parts in business happen in good company. And today's guest, you've definitely seen him. You cannot have lived in Rochester, New York in the summer of 2026 without seeing this guy reviewing food, doing all sorts of just goofy stuff. Then, when I actually found out who you were, I was like, wait a minute. Number one, what is this dude doing in Rochester? Number two, why is he wasting his time going to these restaurants? But if you are a young person who is just tired of chasing corporate America and all the other things, but you actually want to make a difference, you want to step up to the plate and actually take control of your financial future, your life, purpose, passion, all those things, this is the episode for you. So without further ado, Ryan Wilson, welcome to the pod, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Sick setup you got here. I love this.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm excited to have you, man. For those that don't know your story, it was kind of funny when we first met. You, not in an arrogant way, but you were like, "Do you like know anything about me?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, tell me your story." And then I obviously quickly found out. So those that don't know you, give us a little bit of a rundown. Where'd you grow up? What's your story?
So I grew up in Ontario, New York. I went to Wayne High School.
Let's go.
Don't want to really reveal too much about myself because I don't want to, do anything bad. But yeah, I basically moved to Florida about last year, but I always grew up here, and I day trade. So that's like my main thing. Um, I started this food channel because I would go around the world traveling to all these restaurants, and one day my friend was like, "Bro, you go out to eat like every night. Like, why don't you do a food review channel?" I'm like, like I feel like I'm not a food critic or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually a food critic, but what I do have is a lot of experience to compare different palates and taste to like
Yeah.
food around the world. So I'm like, you know what? I could compare, a steak tartare that have a million times from one restaurant to another restaurant. So started a food channel, started in Florida, and I came up to Rochester this year to just see my parents come back for a little bit because I'm kind of a snowbird. I don't like being in Florida in the winter. And I just went to a couple restaurants and I posted them. Didn't think they would do well because it's like a small town,
Right.
and it's crazy because like they do the best here than they do in South Florida because
Yeah.
here's so niche, it's so small, and you don't see Rochester in your For You page a lot.
There you go.
So I just get recommended to all these people in Rochester, and I just kind of give my honest thoughts and I say some troll stuff. For some people that don't know, I'm not being fully serious in all the videos.
Of course. Yeah.
And yeah.
Dude, I love it. So let's dive into the day trading stuff because you just had an incredible training today. I was in and out for a little bit of it, and I had no clue what you guys were talking
It
about.
all
And
sounds foreign.
yet everybody in the room's got their computers out. They're just jamming through it all. Like, just for those that know nothing about day trading, give me like a quick elevator pitch. Like, what are we talking about here?
So basically I day trade, so that means it's not investing. I do invest, but day trading, I'm in and out of the market in 15 minutes. I can be in the market for 5 minutes and make $1,000. I can be in the market for 15 minutes and lose $1,000. All right. It's risk management. It's not gambling. I manage our risk. Okay. I have an edge. And basically I long and short. So if the market goes up and I think it's going to go up, I can make money. If the market goes down and I think we're going to go down, I can also make money.
Yeah.
And I just do really 9:30 to like 11, sometimes 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And that's pretty much my day. It's usually like an hour a day and I'm done.
Then you just go to sleep at 11:30 a.m.
Sometimes I'll take a nap. Sometimes I golf. I get really bored. That's why I travel the world. That's why I do trainings and stuff like this, because I just get really bored. So yeah.
And why would you not continue to trade throughout the course of the day? Is there any strategy around just you don't want to spend too much time in it kind of thing? Or
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about day trading. Like people think day trading is trying to make money, as much money as you can the whole day. But in theory, the one trade a day is going to be best for your psychological part of yourself.
yeah,
I don't think a lot of people realize how much of a psychological battle day trading is. Let me ask you a question. If I put you in a trade right now and you lost $500 in about 3 minutes, do you think you'd be pretty mad trying to get that back?
yes,
Yeah, that's called revenge trading. We don't do that. Okay. So it's like a really hard psychological battle. You have to accept the $500 loss, go on with your day, go talk to your wife, go eat dinner like nothing happened, and then you come back the next day. Right? You want to fresh.
but what if it happens again? What if it happens the next day? Now
Right. And then you do it again. Okay, stop for the day, next day. If it happens 5 days in a row, that means your strategy probably sucks. And
Yeah,
you
call
need a
Dodgy.
strategy.
Yeah.
Yep. So then you call me. But yeah, that's the
funny,
hardest
man.
part. It's never the strategy. It's like how can I accept losing? Can I accept losing money, especially in that amount of time period? That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
I've got to imagine when you were deciding to do this as a career, you probably had people in your life that were like, son, what are you doing? You got to go to college and you got to get this job and you got to do this thing. Has there been kind of this unique path early on, at least, where it felt like you were just kind of building your own path and pursuing it your own?
Yeah, so I hid it at first from my parents for like the first 2 years, and unfortunately, my mom had a joint bank account with me. So one day I bought something we call a funded account, and she saw the transaction. She's like, "What's this?" And then she's like, "Oh, a Webull too. Webull's another broker." She started seeing these transactions. She's like, "What's Webull?" I'm like, "Oh, don't worry about it." And then she kind of caught on. I was like, "Yeah, I'm like trying trading." She didn't really understand what I meant, but I didn't really talk too much about it. I was working as a dishwasher at this restaurant called Mama Laura's. If you're in Rochester, you might have heard of them.
100%, dude.
Great restaurant. Shout out to Mike and Lori, one of my favorite bosses I've ever had. And yeah, dude, like I was doing day trading on the side. I was watching, listening to podcasts during my dishwashing like hours. I would listen to stuff in my
Wow.
headphones. I just wanted it so bad, and yeah, that's kind of what I did. But I hid it from my parents at first because I didn't want them knowing because I was losing money, and I lost money in my first 3 years. That's just that's how it is for everyone now.
Yeah. And when did you feel like you were onto something? Like, when did you feel like, dude, this is, I can actually do this?
I found this guy named ICT on YouTube. He's my mentor. He taught me everything that I ever thought about the market in the books was wrong. He said, do not, if you buy a trading book, do the opposite. And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, in theory, like the government doesn't want us to win. The government wants us to go to college and work at 9 to 5.
Yep.
It makes sense. And I started looking at the charts the opposite way, basically, if that makes sense. And I started winning a lot more trades. I'm like, wait a minute, there's an edge here. Like what this guy's saying is actually pretty accurate. And I saw other people doing it. I saw these other guys making these millions of dollars, all these Lambos and Ferraris. I'm like, if this guy can do it, who I thought was an idiot, like I would literally see people on Instagram. I thought this is not smart. He's an idiot, but he is profitable and he has a Lambo, so he must be doing something.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I can do it too. Like if he can do it, then I can do it too. And I just had that thought, and I never wanted to work a 9 to 5, and that was like my driving motivation behind not giving up, even though I was losing a lot of money. I'm like, there's no way, I have to make this work somehow.
Yeah. Dude, it's incredible. You in your Instagram bio, you say, I probably taught your mentor IFVGs.
Yeah, that's like my thing.
What, talk about this. You created your own kind of.
Yeah, so I studied these concepts called ICT, and basically off of these concepts, I created my own model that I just popularized, and everyone in the day trading space basically started copying me because they saw how good it was. A lot of people used to talk trash about how I traded. They're like, "Oh, you're chasing price," or like, "I might be entering in a bad spot." But I kept doing it because I kept trusting it, and over time, people were like, "Wait a minute, like this actually does work." And it was something that I back tested for hours and hours, thousands of hours in my mom's basement. I actually used to be a professional Fortnite player. Like took those hours,
Yeah, dude.
started back testing on the charts instead of playing Fortnite. I actually wanted to make money and do something in my life. So I knew Fortnite wasn't going to do it. And yeah, I just kind of found it over thousands of hours of time. I started teaching it, and it just started blowing up. And I taught a lot of people now in the space who are teaching other people now. So,
Dude, let me go back to Fortnite for a second. This is very important to me and my son, who's
okay.
6. He probably shouldn't be playing Fortnite, but just don't judge my parenting at this point. But
I disagree with that. I think you should.
oh, nice. Okay,
I'll
good.
tell you why.
Tell me.
I think all people who grind video games, every good trader I know was a very good video game player at one point.
Interesting.
If I had my own like real business, which I have 3 businesses right now, but if I wanted to start like an office job or something and maybe have my own finance business, and people submitted their resume to me, and one resume said they're a professional Fortnite player, and one resume said they didn't or not a video game player,
Yeah.
I would hire the video game player because they just have that grind in them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a totally different mindset.
It's funny. That's
So,
great. I can't wait to tell my son today when I get home that I talked to a professional Fortnite
yeah,
player.
yeah. So it's just a mindset.
I love it, man. It's great. And we do have first ever podcast here in Good Company. We have a live audience today, which we are going to lean into them with some questions here in a little bit. Before we do, we have a segment every single episode called Fails of the Week. I think it's easy for people to see your social media, to see the nice cars, the stuff, and be like, oh, it must be nice. This dude's living the dream. But they didn't see some of the fails or some of those kind of decisions where you had to, hey, I'm going to double down and keep pursuing this, even though it might not make sense at this time. Do you have any stories like that that could just kind of peel the curtain back a little bit and share?
Yeah, I'm down about $250,000 right now from a loan. When you get rich and you have all this money, people try to get you to do business with them, give you loans. And I actually just texted this guy this morning. I'm like, I got this loan. I gave this guy this loan like 7 or 8 months ago,
Oof.
$250,000. Still haven't gotten that back. And like at the end of the day, like that's money I can't afford to lose at this point in my life, and could care less about it. But it's a learning lesson for sure, and I had to learn to say no, and that's like the probably one of my biggest fails yet.
Yeah.
But I can afford it.
Yeah.
You can afford to fail. It's every loss is a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you, just from just a human being standpoint, like human psychology, how do you get to this place where you've now reached this pinnacle of success where you're making a great amount of money, you're giving back when it comes to teaching courses and having like a huge community of people that you're genuinely helping? How do you see the next 5 years going, 10 years going? I mean, what is kind of the battle plan here to keep you sane too, where it's not just you continuing to chase the next thing, but yeah, what do you think, man? What does the next chapter
That's the
look like?
funny part. I don't have a next chapter. I don't have a plan. I never had a plan. I have 4 supercars. I never planned to buy any of those supercars. I brought a Lamborghini up here to New York last summer. Never planned to do that. I don't plan to do any of these things. They're just a byproduct of my work.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you say like, what's your plan in the next 4 years? It's, someone else asked me, I did a Barcelona meetup in Barcelona. I hosted a meetup. I rented a boat for everyone. Someone asked me this, and I literally told them, I'm like, I'm going to let God take me wherever he takes me. 4 years ago, I was in my mom's basement back testing. I had no idea I would even be here right now. And I just am. And wherever God takes me, he takes me. And, I just taught a class at UCLA. UCLA asked me to do this like summer program, super amazing experience. And now they actually want me to start going to these other colleges that they're partnering with, like 20 other colleges. I know Penn State asked me, a bunch of other colleges. And yeah, it's probably not worth it for me money wise, but at this point, I don't care about money. I just want to connect with other people. And, I think my next chapter holds me like just connecting with as many people as I can. I met some really cool people online.
Oh, dude, I bet. Yeah.
Professional athletes will hit me up all the time. It's like, oh, no way. I used to watch you,
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. But
Yeah. Have there been any moments that have felt surreal for you? Like, you obviously seem like a pretty chill guy. You kind of ride with the wave, so to speak. But have there been rooms or environments that you've been in where you're like, dude, how am I in the same room as this guy? I mean, I'd like, have you had any moments like that?
yeah, so I'm good friends with Coco Gauff. You know who that is?
The name sounds
She's
familiar.
a professional women's tennis player.
Oh,
You know,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
she's like probably the best in the world or second best. And I watched her. I've watched her since she was like 16 or whatever. We became friends. Someone connected with me is with her that I was day training with. Really good person. She's awesome. If you don't know who she is,
Yeah.
look her up. But yeah, she goes, "Hey, want to come to the French Open and watch me?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because I would happen to be in France at the same time. Like, just go. I'm in her like box with her family and stuff, and I'm sitting next to this guy named Tyreek Withers or Tyreek. I think Tyreek Withers is his name.
Okay.
He's the star of the movie Him, and he's
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and I'm just like, he's a main character. I'm like, wait a minute. And I just started chatting up with him, and I'm not like freaking out or anything. Like people be freaking out. Oh,
Yeah,
and I get a
right.
picture. I'm kind of used to this at this point. But as I was sitting there, I was looking at this marker at the same time. So the marker was open, sadly. I wish I didn't have to do that during a match. But, I was watching her, looking at the market, sitting next to Tyreek. I was like, damn, like, how did I get myself here?
Yeah.
It's like kind of a wow moment, I guess.
It's great, man. It's awesome. Guys that are watching the podcast, if you want to get your phones out, I'm just going to list off my cell phone number real quick, and then you guys can text in questions that I'll be able to read off. So I'll give you a second to get your phones out. My number is area code 703-727-8778. 703-727-8778. You guys can text questions throughout and I'll pick and choose and lob them in. All right, well, probably the most important question I'm going to ask you all day is where'd the name Dodgies come from? What do we
So Dodgy was an old nickname I used to use for video games, but even before that, it just kind of like me and my friend group back in high school, middle school, and even elementary school, we had all these names for each other. And it started with Rion. That was my first nickname. Then I went to Dukes because we were at some soccer match, the Lancers, and their goalie is named like Dougie something, Dougie Magic, and they started calling me Dougie, then Duke, and then we made these Instagram meme pages in middle school as like kind of a fad that everyone did. And I
Yeah.
was like, what adjective starts with D that would go with Dukes? And it said Dodgy, so I'm naming my account Dodgy Dukes. And then people started calling me Dodgy instead of Dukes. And then I made up my video game name and Fortnite name, and then just kind of stuck with it ever since.
Dude, so funny, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love this question that just came in. If you had to start over from zero tomorrow, what are the exact steps that you'd take for the first 30 days?
If I had to start over, like, see, I already have a skill set in the market where I can basically print money out of thin air, like, which is, thank you God for that. But if I had to start over without that knowledge again, I wouldn't know, like, because I wouldn't have any knowledge. But if I were to start over from zero right now with the knowledge I have and the knowledge that I've taught to people, like the IVGs and everything in the market, I'd start small by trying to maybe network with someone doing better than me, right? That's the one important thing. I'd want to see someone do it better than me. Consult with them first. Be inspired, but not copy them.
Yeah.
And then maybe kind of go from there. In day trading, I'd probably just buy a eval account, start trading it, one trade a day, risk 200 trade and just start there. But I think the most important thing from like starting is just really even like the live audience coming to watch this is going to help them a lot because they're seeing someone doing better than them, right? If I want to level up and be a billionaire someday, I'm going to want to talk to billionaires. What did they do?
Yeah.
What did you do? And be inspired by them, I'm not going to talk to someone doing, worse than me. Will I still be friends with people like that? Yeah, but I'm talking about in terms of business.
Yeah, yeah.
Like love myself in business. I want to surround myself with people doing better than me, right?
Yeah.
You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, right?
Yeah, no
Same
doubt.
role,
No doubt.
So
Yeah, and I got to imagine it's been interesting to have grown up in a place like Rochester,
very interesting.
which is obviously a very blue collar, humbling town. And then you go out to some of these places that have these Michelin star restaurants and all these other things.
Yeah.
Do you have kind of a sweet spot for your hometown, for other towns like this? Have you, now that you've kind of seen the world, are you like, oh man, I gotta spread these wings?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know. This place is depressing more so that my friends are now gone. I've seen the world. I've been to Japan. I've been to Europe. I've been to all these other places. And coming back here, it's like, damn, like I just have too many memories I don't like here. It's funny. I actually, this one girl is just, I liked her a lot. She kind of just broke my heart one night, and I just like, I'm just moving to Florida. And ever since then, I like leveled up so much.
How funny.
And every time I was going back here, I don't really like, thinking of that stuff. But
Yeah.
I try not to be here too long. So,
Well, speaking of that, a question came in. As I'm a faith guy myself, as a Christian, has it gotten harder to stay faithful after getting wealthy with your move to Florida and just kind of all the money that's coming in? Like,
honestly, it's been easier. I think my faith is very strong.
yeah,
It's only going to get harder if your faith's not strong.
Yeah.
I've gone to church my whole life. It's funny. I don't really go to church in Florida. I tried going to a couple of churches in Florida.
Yeah.
They're just like clubs. It's like weird. It's like,
oh yeah, bro.
they're like full clubs. I like the traditional way up here. So when I'm up here, I'll usually go for like, especially the holidays. But
Yeah.
I mean, no, faith has gotten easier. For me. So
Yeah, and I've got to believe that's part of like kind of the heartbeat of why, because that was going to be my next question, is why in the midst of all this busyness, all this success, why do you feel the desire to give back and coach and bring other people along? Like,
dude, when you wake up at 8 a.m. and you're about to go trade and you get a message from your text or, Discord or where my group is, and someone goes, hey, I just retired my mom because of you, or hey, I just bought this new car because of you, or hey, like you just generally changed my life. I'm not working anymore. Like it's like, if I stop now, dude, I'm never going to see that. And I like seeing those stories. I like seeing those success stories. So,
And for someone that's maybe not in day trading, but they have an entrepreneurial journey or they have this expertise in something, how have you been able to build that community? Are we talking like a Discord channel? Are we talking like a private text group? I mean, how have you been able to grow your following and build?
I definitely branded myself around one term, IFEG. It's kind of what I'm doing on my food page. I brand myself around the I'll be the judge of that. It's kind of my thing. So when people think of that, they'll think of me. So yeah, I just kind of brand myself around that IFEG. And then what was your next question? Or what was your question?
Um, Totally forgot. I was reading this text message, so I
No,
forgot the
you're good.
question that I asked.
Yeah, I mean, I brand myself around IFEGs and like that's how I grow how to grow your community.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
And like, yeah, how
I
do you
really
keep
just
the ecosystem? Is it
I really
Discord?
just keep posting. It's like everything: Discord, YouTube, TikTok, and I just combine all these into one. But it all goes back to Discord usually.
Okay.
And then my Discord is just like a chat room where like people with the same mindset, with the same belief system, like they're all trying to take the same setups, just keep chatting all day.
Well, I just feel like we live in a world right now where there's so much gatekeeping and people wanna, like they wanna have the expertise, but they don't wanna actually be present with people, and I feel like you've kind of ripped that open a little bit and
Yeah. Well, it's because I'm not gonna lose anything by sharing the info I know.
yeah.
I actually shared this really crazy chart on Bitcoin like 2 months ago. It basically predicts Bitcoin every single cycle when it's gonna bottom out and top out. And my Instagram got banned for like a month after I posted that. And that video got 4 million views, had like 200,000 likes. I finally got it back, but someone do
Whoa.
something. I don't know what was going on, but I don't think they wanted that
They didn't
information to
like
be
that very
shared. No,
much, yeah.
no.
I love this question that came in. At what point in your training journey did you realize that it was beginning to turn around for the better? What was your biggest canon event that took place?
Um, I think just see, seeing all this BS that I used to watch, like these old retail patterns that used to make me lose money, and then just finding ICT one day, like it opened. That was my mentor. Like opened up a whole new life for me. I was so discouraged. I remember one day I called my buddy. I lost like $400 on my real account, blew my portfolio, and thankfully $400 wasn't much, but blew my whole portfolio. And I was free. I'm like, I'm quitting. I'm never doing this again. And a week later, I found this guy named ICT. I'm like, oh my gosh! Like it opened up a whole new light to me.
Yeah.
That's what I started learning. So that was definitely like the biggest turning point for me. And if you like, it's so like people don't realize now when they learn from me, they're so lucky because I had to deal with so much BS.
I
So,
bet. Yeah.
but I will say, like, if you still haven't found that feeling of, oh, like all of a sudden I see light, it's because you never had to deal with the BS. I'm already giving you the light, and some people don't realize that.
Yeah.
I went from a total 360, losing money, all these BS concepts, and I found this guy. He's like, okay, here's how the market really works. The government doesn't want you to win. Do the opposite. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's enlightening for me.
Wow. When you're blowing accounts, when is a good time to take a break just to kind of protect your your mental health and figure it out? Or do you recommend taking breaks from trading?
Dude, I don't, as a beginner, I don't like breaks. I would watch the market as much as you can. And I think you have to realize the more you blow accounts and the worse you do, and the more you lose money in day trading, the more accepted and the less emotional you get over time. If I didn't lose as many accounts as I did, I would not be stable if I lost money tomorrow. Like if I lost $1,500 tomorrow, but I never used to blow accounts, I'd probably not be as stable.
Yeah.
But I'm so emotional. I'm so like emotionally like contained now because of how much I used to blow accounts.
Yeah.
And you just have to go through it and it just builds up a wall on yourself and you just okay, the wall just gets bigger and bigger every time. So when you do blow your next account, it's like, okay, I've done this before, I've been here before, I'm just gonna keep going.
Is there a window when you feel like to coach someone where it's like, okay, now I am a full-time day trader? Like how much money do you have to make or how consistent should you be with prop firms before going full-time with trading?
See, it depends on everyone. Like some people have jobs where generally they're getting paid so much money and they can still trade during the market hours. And like at that point I wouldn't go full time because if you have like a job that pays you like maybe 6 figs a year and then it also gives you the freedom to trade during that 2 hour time period,
Right.
I wouldn't even quit until you're making like 50K a month. One of the questions I ask people is would you rather work a job that pays you 100K a year or would you rather trade and make 50K a year? And most people say the 50K a year because it's just freedom. You're not working for anyone. But I wouldn't really quit your job unless you're making like 50K a year. That's minimum.
Okay.
So, but it also depends on where you live. Like
Yeah.
if you were in Rochester right now, you could very well live off 50K a year.
Yeah.
Florida, probably not.
Yeah.
South Florida at least, but just depends. Location based for sure.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I have so many questions about like biggest trades you've ever made,
Okay.
like biggest
I'll tell
my
you biggest loss I've ever had.
let's do that.
Trump candle. When he was tweeting something about I think the Strait of Hormuz or something, dropped like 300 points in like literally 30 seconds. Didn't trigger my stop loss. I lost $70,000 in a matter of a minute. $70,000. Imagine that just happened to you right now.
So what do we do? Like, how do we? So do you
don't do
unplug
anything.
and you're done for the day after that?
I'm done. Yeah.
What are we doing, dude?
I never take a trade after that. I came back the next week with a fresh mind. I'm like, can't do anything about it. And then I had a stop loss. I had a stop loss where it basically prevents you from losing money because it was so volatile and Trump just, I couldn't do anything.
Dude. So this podcast is called In Good Company. Again, we really do believe it's not just what you do, it's the people that you are along the journey with. It's not just where you're going, it's who you're going with.
Of course.
And one of the questions that came in is, was there someone that motivated you when you doubted the process? Do you have kind of that Yoda in your corner that continues to be a mentor to you or a friend to you? Who are those people?
So when I started getting the day trading, the reason I started social media in the first place was to connect with other like-minded people to me. I told them, I'm like, listen, like after this meet, like I'd probably make like a group chat or something, people, because they all got the same mindset. But I joined these, Twitter and Instagram group chats back in the day of just traders, and there's like 10, 20 of us. And when I wanted to quit, I told them, and they're like, no, don't. And like some of them are doing good, some of them are doing bad. But like when you are trading with someone or a friend, there's like a 80% chance you won't want to quit because if you're both doing it and only one of you want to quit and one of you wants to keep doing it, hopefully the friend that wants to keep doing it is going to convince you. So having that partnership, having like that group or people around you that are doing the same thing, that is how you're not going to quit. Okay, for me, there's a guy named Shinobi, D-Flow, a guy named Nick does features. I met them through trading online. And every time something bad happened, I called them like, listen, like I want to quit so bad, but like they were already doing well. I told them, they're like, no, like they told me, so they'd help me out and not quitting and just. But if it's by yourself and you know and talk to, you'll definitely like want to quit more. So having someone close to you that's doing the same thing is helpful.
It's great. And I got to imagine for people that are here watching in the live audience today, being in a city like Rochester, where maybe there isn't a tremendous amount of day traders in the area as opposed to some other big cities or other places, what advice would you have to someone that is feeling a little bit alone right now, kind of in their journey with it?
Find a friend.
Yeah.
Find someone that's going to be as motivated as you and wants to do the same thing as you. It's like the only way.
It's great, man. I love it. Any other questions, guys? Feel free to text them in. Just going to go through a few more with them. And where are you at right now with your community, like your Discord and followers on socials, things like that? I mean, how many people are you?
Like 500,000 total right now, like 500K. So it'll probably be like 1 million next year.
It's awesome, man.
All right,
yeah. And have you felt like, I mean, what does it feel like to come home? I mean, I know you mentioned like you had a relationship here, which ultimately caused you to go to Florida and the whole thing, but when you are home, do you feel like people are looking at you a little bit different?
Oh, yeah.
Some of those like maybe haters or like people in the beginning stage, like your mom that you were hiding it from.
The haters stay pretty silent, but I can tell. It's funny because a lot of my support online is all strangers, but the second I become their friend or give them validation, they do more. They're like, oh, why can't I like? They see me doing better than them. They're like, oh, now that I'm friends with him, why can't I just do what he's doing? And they kind of stay silent. They start less applauding at that point for me. But the second they're strangers and they're trying to like become my friend, they're trying to be validated so bad by me. And, it's just how the human brain works, I think.
Yeah.
Just how the human brain works. There's always going to be haters, especially when you do well. But
of course.
But yeah, dude, it's funny. I get recognized. I was at Starbucks earlier picking up the coffee. 4 people within 10 minutes. Hey, are you that food page guy? And it's funny because I have way more
Yeah, right.
followers on my other accounts.
Right.
But because I'm doing Rochester food reviews, everyone in Rochester knows if they're food reviews. That's how
Well,
it is.
that's what's I think really unique about what you're doing is you've got, and I run a marketing agency obviously, but you've got this lane of you understand how to reach people on social.
Oh, yeah.
And I think,
Rage baiting.
yeah, dude, whatever it is that you're doing, I mean, you had this distillery post the other day that was insane because,
Dude.
the manager ends up hitting you up or whatever it was. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny, but
Yeah.
it's also like you're saying, man, you're able to rope people in.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is a really great question, and then we'll be here close to done. But do you think that location matters for your success?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I
Oh,
think you and I
yeah.
actually spoke about this when we first met. Like, talk a little bit about that.
Dude, when you move to Florida or a big city and you see people walking the street, like, with a really passion and focus to, like, get somewhere, like, you can just tell, okay, these people are serious, and, like, it motivates you more. But, like,
Yeah,
in Rochester especially, I think people are lazy here. I think people, like, even just looking around, going to restaurants, like, people I know here in general, they're not trying to do anything with their life.
yeah,
Maybe I've met the wrong people in Rochester, I don't even know, but the people in Rochester who do well, they're hiding or they're not
yeah.
saying
There's
much.
pockets. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, man, just being in a spot, like, especially in South Florida, I'm walking down the main strip of Las Olas, Fort Lauderdale, or, Miami, even, like, Tampa, like, people just are so motivated, everyone's so happy,
yeah.
everyone's trying to do something, it all seems like they have a purpose and a goal to get somewhere, and surrounding yourself with that, especially in the nice weather and water around is just so motivating because it's like and also seeing, like, cool cars going around, all these big houses, like, "Okay, if this guy can do it, I can do it too." So surrounding yourself with that is just so helpful.
What what's your biggest driver? Like when you wake up every day, like what are you doing this for?
Uh,
And I'm
so
not trying to trick you. I'm just
I would
curious.
say, like, just to keep building a brand that will change people's lives.
It's
Like, I wanna
awesome.
change as many lives as possible. Like, I know I have an edge in the market, I know it's so good, and I just wanna, like I wanna share that knowledge with everyone because I love like I said before, I love waking up and get those messages like, "Dude, you changed my life," like, "I bought this car because of you." That's so motivating, you know?
Bro, I'm like imagining the kid that's working at Mama Laura's doing dishwashing right now.
Yeah.
And he's got this podcast in his ear and he's
Yeah.
like, dude, I can do this.
Yeah, literally,
Like that's
that
sick.
was me. That was
Yeah.
me, yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you had made that comment about the location thing when we had first met as well. So got time for just a few more questions. I'm gonna try to see if I can grab yeah, has there anyone that's been around you from day one that has supported you from day one is still around to this day? Family member, friend, anybody?
Uh, Not really. It's funny because when I started this, I didn't tell anyone, not even my close I had this girl, I was friends with her for 8 years, and, she ended up getting a boyfriend now, so we don't talk anymore, but she was definitely the closest. Other than that, like, my boys definitely didn't respect me
Mm,
until I really started making it, so they weren't there before. Um, but this other girl, I'm not gonna say her name, but we had class together. She didn't really know what I was doing either, but I told her in college, and I still wasn't doing that well, but she supported me, until probably I mean, even now she probably supports me, we just don't
yeah,
talk anymore, but that's, like, the only person, but other than that, like I don't know. I really gained everyone's respect after I started doing well. There's no one from
yeah,
day one. I mean, I have my 3 best friends, but I never told them I day traded. I just started doing it on my own.
yeah,
So, I mean, they support me, but, like, they weren't by my side the whole time. Like, success is a lonely journey, dude. Like,
yeah.
you're in your I was in my mom's basement by myself. I didn't need anyone's help, and that's how I made it, you know?
Dude, it's crazy, man. I'm sure your mom's like, hey, you were in my basement for all these years. Can I get a little kickback here? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I treat them, I think for New Year's Eve, I'm gonna, rent a yacht in Miami and give them that experience. They're gonna be like, "No way," like,
It's awesome, man.
so that'll be cool. But I take them out to dinner a lot, my grandma's on Facebook. She's like, "I can never tell where you are in the world. Stop traveling so much."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Grandma, I want to do stuff though."
Yeah. It's great, man. And is your whole family here?
Yes. Yeah, my whole family. Yep.
Beautiful. What a beautiful place to
Yeah.
come back and visit. It's great.
Yeah. for a couple weeks.
Well, I'm happy, man, that you took the summer of 2026 by storm in our hometown with all the food reviews and all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
To conclude our episode today, we do just rapid fire hot seat questions. I'll rattle through a couple of questions. You just give 1 to 2 word responses, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
Dream vacation spot that you have not been to yet.
Switzerland.
Okay. All right. This one's gonna be tough, but your favorite Rochester restaurant from your tour this
Shell.
summer. Shell. Done. All right. They pay anything for that or
No.
okay. Michelin star tasting menu or hole in the wall with incredible food.
Hole in the wall with incredible food.
Let's go.
Because then I know Michelin's gonna be good. I know that place is gonna be good. It's like, wow, that like surprises me.
Bro, even the food that you catered for the event today, like you pulled your phone out and you're like, "Oh, the buns are okay. This is fine." Like
Yeah.
I'm like, he can't help himself, you
It's
know?
content, you know.
Every,
Dinosaur barbecue. I had to do it.
shout it out, man. What is the most money you'd comfortably put on one trade?
Comfortably and be fine with it. Mm. I could put like 25K on a trade and be fine with it. Yeah.
Sick.
I've done it. It's not like I don't do it a lot. I really size up during certain months, but
Okay.
yeah, 25K I would say is like my limit right now.
And are you a morning person or a night owl?
Both.
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 If you couldn't trade, what would you do?
Cybersecurity.
Sick. Great. Why?
That's what I had my degree in, and then
Oh,
like
okay.
computers.
Love it. Well, I mean, you could also do Fortnite. You could lean back.
Yeah.
This one's going to be interesting to hear from you. Money, freedom, or influence?
Freedom.
Talk about it.
Just being able to book a plane, like pick it last minute, do whatever you want, wherever you want, whatever you want, eat whatever you want, wherever you want is like just a feeling that just I can't even explain.
It's awesome, man.
You know.
What is one word you hope people use to describe you?
Ambitious.
Love it.
Yeah. Motivated.
Love it. Well, dude, I want to thank you, man, for being on today. And again, if this is the last time that we get a chance to hang, I really do appreciate not just all your successes and all the things that you're doing for people, but I think that I'm a little bit older than you. I've got a couple kiddos, kind of the whole deal. And
Yeah.
there are chapters in life where people sometimes can only appreciate you for what you do for them
Mhm.
or what you do for yourself or whatever those things look like. And even just the way that we met, kind of the nature of how you've been, I don't necessarily care about what you've done,
Yeah.
but I appreciate who you are
Yeah.
and just the way that you've shown up and continue to be here for me, for the people that are here. So appreciate you being on today. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of In Good Company, where we really do believe that the best parts in business happen in good company. Take care.